welcome to Dater Montessori. My name is Macy Woodward, and I've been a student at Dater for 8 years. I'm in the 5th grade and a member of Student Council. At this time, I would like to introduce you to our principal, Miss Beth Schnell.
I'd like to introduce you to a few folks that helped to make this project come through. We'd like to thank Tom Haid, who is our co-chair of our LSDMC, Mrs. Ronan and Eve Bolton from the Superintendent's office in the Board of Ed, and Mr. Paul Duffy, who was from Glasserworks, who was our architect on the project. And then we would like to thank Reverend Martin Westmeyer from the St. Peter's and Paul United Methodist Church that's right up behind us for dealing with our construction over the last 2.5 years. Thank you. And then also Mr. Ted Price is from the Kiwanis Club. We'd like to thank you for coming today. And then we have great partnerships with Xavier University, and we'd like to thank Gina and Julie for coming to support us. And then I'd like to make a special thank you to the Palazzo family. And when you came in the door, if you didn't see the mural, the mosaic tile mural that the family created, I would love for you to take a few moments just to stop and look at the beautiful artwork of Pedro, Miguel, and Sophia. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. As we celebrate today this place called school, you will see firsthand the cultural and written talents of some of our children. In addition, I hope you enjoyed the coffee at the front, which was donated from the Cafe King, Dater's own coffee shop. Dater created the Dater Eagles, which is part of our gifted program, established a business this year, and they were very fortunate to create a profit, and they donated 10% of their profits back to Dater Montessori. Now, what an example of social responsibility. When I was first hired, Tom Haid, the co-chair of the LSDMC, told me that we would be moving back home to Budno in the spring of 2010. Well, if you've ever been in a school system, moving in the middle of the year, I was a little nervous. I was a little apprehensive. But Tom looked at me and he said, "Don't worry, Ms. Schnell, you don't know the Dater community. They won't let you down." Tom, thank you. You were certainly right. I'm certainly honored to be the principal of Dater Montessori. It is a place where spirit of community flourishes every day. Get this right. Amber, Julie, and Audrey Sterrett.
Now, I know that Dater Montessori is a proud tradition in the Westwood community, and I know you are all so very happy to be back here. And now you have a beautiful new building that's really a physical representation of all the wonderful teaching and learning that goes on here every day. In fact, Dater Montessori is the first LEED Silver certified renovation in the state of Ohio.
First of all, I would just like to say, as a retired teacher, the most impressive thing that's happened to me today was being welcomed by your ambassadors and your welcome greeters and what have you. And they showed such pride in their school that it was inspiring. You have done what very few can do, and that is build upon tradition something new and wonderful. We also lead the nation in community learning centers, and the reality is the community learning center here represents the great community, if you will, of the west side of Cincinnati. You have embraced our schools through difficult times, and there are only better times to come, I assure you. And indeed, Dater will be the model for that. On behalf of the board, and all of the citizens of Cincinnati, but most particularly the taxpayers of Cincinnati, I'd like to say thank you for being a shining star. Thank you for making a promise come true. The reality, too, is every chance you get to thank a taxpayer, including yourselves, thank you on behalf of the board, because Cincinnati Public Schools and the citizens are doing something that no other urban district in the country has decided to do, and that is rebuild the entire facility plan ground up. We are betting on the future, and looking at these kids, that was a smart bet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beth. I want to thank everybody for attending this momentous ribbon-cutting celebration. We have been awaiting this day for a very long time. 4 years ago, I was in this exact place right here, starting to roll out the education of this plan to our parents and staff, just dreaming about the future and what the future could be, and we are at the future today. I'd like to introduce the Dater Montessori 9 to 12 band under the direction of Mr. Michael Shore. Let's rock. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Faven.
Hello, my name is Faven and I am an ambassador from Dater Montessori. This is a place where we work on challenging our minds and becoming the best we can be. Today we have multi-aged classrooms. The younger kids learn from the older kids. The oldest kids in the environment have a lot of responsibilities. We don't just study regular subjects, we learn social skills too. We practice right from wrong. In Montessori method, we don't just learn from books. We get to learn by doing things. The expectations of our teacher is that we can be independent. My favorite Montessori subject is respect. We should treat people of all ages, abilities, and race like we want to be treated. If there were more people who learn what we learn, the world would be a more peaceful place. Thank you.
Now we're going to have our 9 to 12 choir.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true to make a better day should be.
We ready? 3, 2, 1.
Because without my staff, none of this would have happened. And I have the most awesome staff in Cincinnati Public Schools.
The office now.
You like your new home?
Oh, we love it. It's wonderful. Perfect.
The moment we were inside, out of the sun, I came to my senses. I still felt a little dizzy, but that was about all.